Hello everyone, Raza the Realtor here, and we have an incredible update for you. We're going to be discussing what's happening in the condo market downtown and also the rental market and how it's affecting the overall 905 and 416 market. We're also going to be discussing the great 905 migration, what's happening to people who are moving out of the city core and why they're moving out, and how it's affecting the 905. And the last thing we're going to be discussing is our forecast. We're actually going to give you an idea of what we see happening next year and what cities and towns will have the greatest growth and which ones will struggle. So let's get started. Now, the Toronto condo market is getting flooded with listings. For the first time, the downtown core, which is our district CO1, CO8, now that's Bloor on the north, the lake on the south, and to the east we go to the DVP, and to west we go to Dufferin. So that square is our downtown core, and we're getting flooded with listings, and for the first time it's a buyer's market, while the rest of the city is a seller's market. Rent rates are down by 13% from last year, and the reason for this is we already had a migration out of the city before COVID had hit us, and people were finding it too expensive to live down there, so they were moving out and willing to commute into the city. But when the pandemic hit, that exaggerated that effect. It actually blew it up, where people started leaving immediately. Their companies told them they could work from home, so they didn't have to be downtown and get to work in like let's say within 10 minutes, or living way out and driving for an hour and a half to get to work. So now they could work from home, so people started leaving. Now, to help fight this, the government has introduced an aggressive immigration plan. They're looking to add 401,000 people for next year, 411,000 for 2023, and 421,000 for 2024. Now, when these immigrants come in and with such a large number, this brings great revenue for our government, because these people come in, they spend money in our grocery stores when they shop, and also they pay taxes, which is a great revenue source for our government. The challenge we're having with that is we don't think we're going to hit those numbers. As we speak today, we're looking at to go into another lockdown. And if that happens, obviously our borders and the amount of people who are able to come into our country will not be able to do that. So that's one of the important factors to look at too. Now, we mentioned rental rates. The reason why we talk about rents, because rents drive markets. They drive the ability of people to buy larger homes that cost more, because they can have a renter in there to subsidize the mortgage payment. So you're going to see this to continue throughout next year also. And if you're looking to buy a condo downtown in Toronto, you may want to reconsider or gauge and watch that market for at least a year to 18 months. That's our advice. Now we're going to discuss the great migration to the 905. So all these renters who are moving out to the 905 and all these buyers are moving out there, this is going to help the 905. When we say 905, we mean the Durham region, we mean the York, Peel region, Halton region, and going as far as out to Barrie or even out to Hamilton. So when these renters go out there, like we had mentioned earlier, if I'm going to purchase a house and I purchased a house for $900,000, and if I have a rental apartment, I can feel assured that I will have a tenant, because the amount of people that have migrated to the area. So that will allow me to go out and spend comfortably and feel confident that I'll be able to carry this home. So when that does take place, that gives us assurance that outside of the city, a lot of the media is talking about, hey, the prices are going higher, this won't last, we may see a crash in 2021. We don't think that's going to happen. We think this new migration is going to help stabilize the 905. It's going to help create an environment where if you have a rental property, it's going to rent out fast. So the investors, this is something for you to know. If you're an investor in Toronto and you're hearing all this noise about the condo market and how it's affecting you, and prices are going to be going down because rent rates are going down, where do you go? So we're going to discuss that for you too. Where's the best place for you to invest? And one of the things you want to look at is this immigration number. It's not just going to affect Toronto. It's going to affect the 905, because a lot of the immigrants were looking to move into those areas as well. And if we don't hit those targets, that is something we have to be concerned about, and that's something we have to look at, because right now, as we predict the market for next year, we're expecting those 401,000 people to be in our city, in our country next year. Now, demand for detached homes in the 905 area is going to be very, very high, and that's going to continue into next year, and we think possibly into 2022 as well. Now, we only have 7,500 detached homes on the market, freehold homes on the market. And in a city of 6.2 million people, that's a very, very low amount. That's actually 1 month's worth of inventory. So everything that's on the market right now is going to sell within 30 days. So if you're a buyer and you're looking to buy, you may want to reconsider or be prepared to go into bidding wars with other people, and possibly have to pay $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 more for that home just to get it in this market. Now, throughout the year, markets change. If we have 7,500 listings on the market right now, it may not be a good time for you to buy. But throughout the year, we do get to 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. And when we hit those numbers, that's when you want to be in the market. That's when you want to go out and purchase a home. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get it at a better price, but it will mean that you won't have to bid for it. And that's the kind of environment you want to be in to make that purchase. So our forecast for 2021 is we're going to try to be as specific as possible for you. So we had mentioned the condo market in the beginning. Now, if you're looking to purchase a condo, what you want to do is, if it's going to be in the city, I would recommend you hold off anywhere from 12 to 18 months and watch what happens to this market. We're going to see a record number of new completed condos come onto the market in 2021. And we're going to see another record amount coming on in 2022. If we're already struggling to rent out the existing inventory, we're already struggling to sell the existing inventory, what's going to happen when all these existing units come on? We're already seeing a lot of investors trying to get out of their condo units and sell them, or give them back to the builder if possible, and the builders are not having it. So we're seeing a lot of trouble in that market. People are trying to assign their condos and get out of it even before it's completed. And that's becoming very challenging right now too. So you want to keep an eye on that. If you do feel you have to buy a condo, I would recommend you buy it in the 905. Buy it somewhere in the Durham region, York region, in the Peel region. Those are expected to still hold their values better, and they're expected to have a better renter demand, as we spoke earlier, as we mentioned earlier, that the tenants and the buyers are all moving to the 905. So that's something you want to look at when it comes to the condos. Now, if you're an investor and you want to know, with all this turmoil, what's happening in the market, where's the best opportunity? Because there's always opportunities. And where we're seeing the opportunity as an investor is in warehousing and medical buildings. So we're seeing a lot of people going online, shopping. They don't want to go to the malls. They want to order everything online. So where are they going to store these things? It's gone up about 80% has gone up since the pandemic, online shopping. So if you have a warehouse, they're going to need those spaces to store these goods that they're going to be shipping out to that neighborhood. So warehousing space is going to be in huge demand going into 2022. Medical buildings are going to be in huge demand. And also, as an investor, if you're looking for the best place to buy residential homes, you want to stay in the 905. You want to go to Clarington. You want to go to Barrie. You want to go to Hamilton. These places are going to have a better growth compared to the rest of Ontario. And we've compiled a top 10 list of all the neighborhoods and all the towns and cities that are going to have the best growth compared to the rest of Ontario. So if you have any questions about that or concerns about that, you can call us or anything that we mentioned. But please keep in mind, this market is changing, and we don't know it's ever going to go back to the way it was, or things will go back to the way they were. I personally feel after 2 to 3 years, we will, but we don't know. Now, market influencers are the ones who really influence the markets to shift. One of the market influences we commonly see is the news. They talk about the real estate prices. They talk about what's happening in the market. They feel the prices are going to come down. They're going to go up. And people are watching the news every day. And this influences their decisions. This influences how they perceive the market to be, or how they see it in the current state. Now, the biggest influencer we've ever seen in our lifetime has been COVID-19. This has influenced the market in a way we have never seen. No one expected this. So if you're an investor, you need to understand that everything has changed from what we knew. Now, if you're moving forward, if you're looking to make money, there's absolutely great opportunities coming. But we have to know where they're going to be. We have to know why the shift is coming in certain towns. We have to understand why the people are deciding to move out to Barrie or Hamilton or out to Clarington. We've based our information on GDP, transportation, and population growth. And we compile that list, again, of the top 10 towns and 10 cities. So if you want access to that, call me, 416-995-7317, or shoot me an email at info@razamohammad.com, and we'll get the information right out to you. I want to thank you again, wishing you a wonderful day. Until next time, bye-bye.